Hello my lovely, so today I have a review, and now this is of the Sedona Lace Brushes, and I bought a massive pack of them as well as some extras over the last sort of 6 months. Most of them in the Black Friday sale, so all of these brushes are bought with my own money. It wasn't like a sponsored review or anything. These are literally bought with my own money and they're my own opinions and thoughts. So I'll start off with something I bought most recently, and this is the, I think it's 12-piece, I'm going to say 12-piece brush kit. Now I think this retails for $59.95. In fact it does, because I know, because I looked it up. $59.95, but I got it half price, so that's about $30. And for the amount of brushes, that's such good value. And so I'll go through them individually and then I'll give my opinions. I just filmed 10 minutes worth of footage and realised I had a lipstick smudge right across my cheek. It just wouldn't do. So I'm going to film it. First of the brushes on my Sedona Lace kit are the... First of my brushes of my 12-piece set, which is the $59.95 set, and I got this on Black Friday and I got it for half price, and it really is such good value for money. Most of these are dupes, so like MAC, Makeup Forever, like you could probably think of every single one of these as a dupe for something else. Honestly, they're such good value. And now the first one in the kit is the powder brush, and this is the 376 powder brush, and I use this for bronzer, all over powder, setting powder, translucent powder, setting powder, loose powder. It really just is really good for setting your makeup, just because you can get so much of your face in one. That sounds so stupid. When you're getting ready in the morning, you don't want to be like moving your hand around too much. Literally 3 swipes and you've got your whole face. This is such a good brush. The next brush is one I use for blush, and this is the Duo-Fibre Brush, and it is such a gorgeous brush. This is a tip I picked up from XO, and it is to use the Duo-Fibre brushes just because they do give more of an airbrushed finish, and they look so nice. And my blush has been applying so much better since I started using these instead of like the normal blush brushes, so I highly recommend doing that. And these brushes are just such good value for money. I like to keep them in their little what are they called? Brush cover things. I don't know what they're called. Brush guards? That could be it. Just because they do stay a lot nicer if you keep them inside the brush guard. Next one isn't a massive favourite of mine, but it is the foundation brush. And I might use it for foundation, but I do use it for my highlighter, liquid or powder. Synthetic fibres, so you can use it for liquid products. Obviously this is a foundation brush, but I just don't like the way it applies foundation. But this actually, you know, this brush itself, I usually don't like them because they hold your product, but these bristles are coated with this special stuff which seems to not hold product, which is really good, and it has actually worked. I've used it a few times to apply my foundation and it hasn't wasted too much product, and that's what I always worry about with these, because if you look at sort of like a buffing brush or a, you know, stippling brush, they don't hold too much product, and that's after a couple of uses. So that's the only thing I don't like about these, but these ones seem to be doing the trick, so I may have to get back into using these. Next brush is the Large Angled Contour 850, and this is so good for applying your contour. I find this one a lot softer than my MAC 239? No, 1. I find this one so much softer than my MAC 168. Like, this is just, I can barely use this anymore. Like, this is such a good brush, and it really just does apply contour so nice. I like them a bit bigger because I don't like the thin contour. I like it to look a bit more natural, and if you use a larger contour brush, it does generally look more natural. The next in the kit is the 954, and this is the concealer brush, and I don't use this for concealer just because I use my ring finger, but this is really good for applying cream foundations, because when I've got a bit longer nails, I know they're not that long at the moment, but when they are a bit longer, I don't really like to stick my fingers in like my paint pots and stuff, just because you just waste product into your nails. So if you use one of these brushes, because they're synthetic fibres, you don't actually, you know, you're not going to damage the brushes like you would do if you were using a natural brush, which is really good. Next is the Large Angled, nope. This is the Medium Angled Shading Brush, and this is 407. And this is so good for putting like a dark colour in the crease and probably putting something on the brow bone, but I really only use it in the crease. And I find that when you're applying something to the crease, it really does give that beautiful like gradient that you want when you're applying a crease colour, and it is really just a really good brush for that because it fits in perfectly and it's just really handy for applying a crease colour. Well done again, Sedona. The next brush is the Small Angled Brush, and that's the 561, and this little brush is really nice for applying liquid eyeliner, cream eyeliner, and it's really good for doing your eyebrows as well, because it just fits in there. Brilliant. The next brush is probably my most used brush from the Sedona Lace kit, and it's the large shader, and this is the 941, and it's such a big brush, it literally fills my whole lid, which is kind of what I want when I'm getting ready in the morning, because it's putting all over lid colour. And if you can get it done in a couple swipes just with a huge brush, then bring it on. See, I'm all about ease. None of this fancy stuff. The next one is a tapered blending brush. It's the 863, and I like this so much I have two. I bought one about 6 months ago, and when I was buying the 12 piece I was like, I kind of already have one thing in it. Should I, you know, get them individually or whatever? Of course that was a stupid thought. This is $60. Individually they're about $10 each, so getting 12 brushes, it's like literally half price anyway, and it was the Black Friday, so it was half price, so it was like quarter the price, so there was no way I was going to do that. So yeah, so I now have two. And they're the tapered blending brushes. They're so good for getting in the crease, blending out colours, and they're a dupe for a MAC brush, but I can't remember what brush that is. So if you guys remember, let me know, because I literally have no idea, but it is a very good dupe. I felt my friends who has the actual, you know, the actual MAC one, and there's literally no difference. The next brush is one that I love, and this is the pencil brush, and this is so good for getting underneath, sort of doing like a smudgy, smoky look. Also really good for getting the contour of the eye, like the crease, and also good for getting in the tear. Really good for fitting elsewhere in the eye. It's really lovely. This is another dupe for a MAC brush, but I believe for the price this is just such good value, you can't really miss it. Then there's another one that I really love using, and this is a dupe for the MAC 239. Now this brush is so good just for getting loads of product on. I believe it's actually better than the 239. I've got the 239 as well, and they look quite similar, but I'd say, you know, value for money, this one's a lot cheaper. It's a lot more dense actually, I don't know if you can tell, but yeah, I really do prefer the Sedona Lace version, so congratulations Sedona Lace once again. Finally we have the last brush in 12-piece set, and that is the eyeliner brush. And this one is just really good again for doing cream eyeliner or gel eyeliner, and it's really good for doing the wing. I also like using this sort of from doing anything sort of a bit theatrical. I like to use this to do, say for instance if I'm doing cheetah print, I'll use this, and it's just a really good brush to have if you are, like me, quite into doing theatrical looks and experimenting with different things. So yeah, that's the 12-piece set, all of the brushes. Now of course this is, again, purchased it myself, it's all my own opinions, and it's stored inside this like faux leather brush bag, not really belt so to speak, but it's this like brush bag that you can take around with you, and it's really like quite compact for how many brushes there are, and it feels nice. It smells a bit cheap, but you're going to expect that if you're paying $60, or I paid $30 for it, so you can't expect it to be like, you know, half whatever. You don't want that anyway. So this is lovely. It really is good, and you can take it in your bag if you're going away, and it's just really good to have. Now I have got some extra brushes that I didn't purchase in that set, but I have got, you know, I've purchased in the past, or I've purchased with that order. And the first one I've got to say is my favourite brush, and that is the EB09. And hang on, doesn't this look like the MAC 217? Well yeah, it does. It's an exact dupe for the MAC 217. Now here is the MAC 217. Oh wait, I'm going to put them like this, because you can barely tell the difference when you can't see the logos. They feel exactly the same. They look exactly the same, except for this one's a bit more tapered. The only thing that's different is this says MAC, and this says Sedona Lace. That's really the only difference. You know, the MAC one's a bit shorter, but honestly, they do exactly the same job. They both wash really well. They're made of pretty much, I'm pretty sure they're made of the same stuff. And this one, I think the MAC one's about £25, maybe a bit less, and this one was $9, if that, $7, $8, probably about $8. And you know, it's incomparable really. This is such a good brush, value for money, excellent. I might buy some more, but I'm honestly gotta say, one of the best brushes I own, and that's comparable to the MAC 217, if not on a par, so it's really good. The next two brushes are brushes I use to apply my foundation, and they are the Round Top and Flat Top Kabukis, and I found out about these when I was looking at dupes for, I think it was Sigma? Yeah, Sigma, and these are just like the Sigma brushes, they're just a bit cheaper, and they're pink, which I love. Now they're really dense. My preferred brush is actually the Round Top Kabuki, just because I feel like Flat Top kind of, it's a bit jarring because it's so flat, whereas this one's more like you can sort of work in circles, whereas I find I found myself patting with the Flat Top. Now that's the 923, and this is 928, and this is the 480. And I don't know why they're so different because they're in the same collection, but I guess that's just how it is. And they each retail at $14.95 each, and obviously again I bought them with my own money, these are my own opinions, and I really just would say that they are some of the best brushes for applying foundation. They're really difficult to wash, I found. Actually, they're not difficult to wash, but they're like, it's quite difficult because they're so dense, which is obviously fantastic, but because they're so dense I often find that product gets really trapped. But once you get, give them a good wash once a week, you won't get build up and it won't be difficult, so just got to stay on top of it. But they are really such wonderful brushes, and I'm thinking of buying some backups just because they're so awesome. Now the next brush in my collection is the Eyebrow Spoolie, and that's EB17, and it's got the sort of mascara wand, eyebrow spoolie, and the thick dense eyebrow brush. Now I use this every single day to apply my brows. I've got two just because it's always good to have a backup, and I honestly got to say they're such good brushes. I love them. Eyebrow spoolie is an eyebrow spoolie, but this brush is just so good for packing in product, especially I use it with my e.l.f. brow kit, and it's got the like cream product, and it's just so good for picking up cream. I'm not so sure if it's really that good at picking up powder, but I know it's really good for picking up like cream, gel products for eyebrows. Really highly recommend. Yeah. That is all of my Sedona Lace brushes. I really hope you enjoyed this review. If you did, let me know, because I'd be really willing to do some more reviews of things if that's what you wanted to see, if you wanted to hear my opiniones. But yeah, that's my little 2 pence on, or I don't even know, is that the phrase? That's my I don't know. That's my 2 cents? I don't know. Something like that. There's my opinion on the Sedona Lace brushes. I give them a thorough 10 out of 10, and I don't often give things a 10 out of 10, but honestly not one of them has let me down. I would say if you're going to buy brushes from Sedona Lace, make sure you give them a good wash before you use them, because I washed out my black powder brush and loads of black dye came out, and I was like, wow, imagine if I put that on my face, like I wouldn't want that. So make sure you do that. But that's honestly, they're such good. I'll put a link for them down below, and honestly they're such good value. You should really give them a try if you're looking towards, investing in some brushes. They're a good place to start before you're going into MAC and saying, I want the 217, I want the 239, because these two, whatever they are, just as good, honestly. So yeah, thank you my lovelies. I really hope you have had an excellent half term if you've been off school, and just a great week for everybody else. Lots and lots of love. Bye.